Hello guys, and today I'm going to be talking about keeping consistent with self-love. So, keeping consistent with self-love. This is something that somebody suggested I do a little podcast on, a little vlog on, because it's something that they struggled with, and I think it's a really cool thing to talk about because I think a lot of people struggle with staying consistent with loving themselves, right? Now, the irony of staying consistent with self-love is that actually self-love, real self-love, is consistent. Okay, so real self-love that comes from the heart, that comes from the soul, this feeling of deep love inside the core is consistent. It never changes. It's always the same. The thing that's not consistent is the thing we think self-love is. Okay, which is coming from what somebody from the outside world has told us to believe. And something that maybe we think we are from the head, from the mind. Okay, so real self-love is a continuum. It's infinite. It's always there. It's unconditional. Fake self-love is something that we are told we are from the outside world inwards. Okay, so as we move through life, we start to understand these different variations of self-love because we have been brought up in the information age whereby we are continuously told what is wrong with us. We are continuously told where we should be insecure. We are continuously told what needs to be changed about us, about our physical appearance or the way in which we move through life. About the way in which we actually live our life as well. We are continuously told how we should live our life and who we are and what is not good enough about us. And so therefore we try and change ourselves and we try and find these quick fixes in order to feel self-love. And these are fake. These aren't real. Okay, so the irony of how to stay consistent with self-love is self-love in its real form is unconditional. It's always there. It's infinite. It's unconditional forever. Okay? Fake self-love is not infinite. Fake self-love is a quick fix. It's a quick fix that society, specifically brainwashing and marketing towards playing on our insecurities, allows us to believe is real self-love. So for example, every corner we turn in the modern day world, a contemporary woman and man is told where he or she is not good enough, right? You look like shit. Buy this product. You shouldn't have dark bags underneath your eyes. Buy this product. Wrinkles are not pretty. Buy this product. You must be internally in your 20s. Buy this product. Do this to yourself to make sure you're continuously 20 years old. Right? You don't feel good about yourself. Why don't you feel good about yourself? Because somebody told you you shouldn't. Somebody has told you your body is not good enough, the way you live your life is not good enough, your face is not good enough, you shouldn't be aging, you should have the X amount of money in your bank to have self-worth. And it's bullshit. It is brainwashing, it's marketing bollocks that's absolutely untrue. These are untruths that we've told ourselves continuously throughout our lives that our brain just knows how to repeat because it's a computer, and because we are so detached from our own real self-love, we believe everything that we've been told. Okay, so this is the facade of self-love that we've bought into. We've bought into a brainwashed version of what self-love is, and we've forgotten what real self-love is. So I want to give you some good news. The good news is you have self-love already. Nobody can give you that self-love. Somebody can try and take it away from you with distractions and marketing ploys yeah, and quick fixes, and you believe them because they've battered you down for so long, making you feel like you're not good enough as you are. So you believe them because they've battered your self-worth so low that you think, oh God, I don't feel good about myself. What can I do to fix that? Oh yeah, I know. So-and-so has got a specific face cream, or so-and-so has got a specific exercise regime, and so-and-so has got a specific this to make me feel good about myself. You know what I mean? The MAC counter has this bronzer that's going to make me feel good about myself because I've been told that I need to cover up this natural face that I've been given from God, yeah, from our Creator. If our Creator was happy with us, then we should be happy with ourselves, right? But oh no, because we've been told we shouldn't be happy with ourselves. We've been told that we are not good enough. Society plays on our insecurities so it can sell back to us. Now, I am not saying it's not nice to have a face cream. I am not saying it's not nice to have an exercise regime. I'm not saying these things, okay? We need to exercise the body. Yeah, it is nice to look nice as well. But those things do not define your self-worth. Okay, exercising the body is necessary. We shouldn't be exercising the body because we think we have to change it, because we need to look in a certain way to fit into societal ideals, to fit into some really weird body shape that changes over time anyway, because the shape of the body seems to be fashionable, doesn't it? Which is absolutely ridiculous. We always must remember, fashion goes out of fashion. Fake self-love goes out of fashion. Different bronzers, different body shapes, different fitness routines, different this, different that, different styles, they all go out of fashion. So if you're defining your self-worth and your self-love of something that goes out of fashion, then guess what? It's fleeting. It's just as fleeting and just as quick fix as the mind. What we need to be working on is real self-love, because real self-love is timeless, because it's infinite. Real self-love is something nobody can take off you. They can try and distract you. Yeah, they can try and go, buy this quick fix product to make sure you never age and you always stay in your 20s. Because if you don't stay in your 20s and you do age, guess what? You should be an insecure piece of shit. Yeah, that's what you are brainwashed to believe. It's not true. These are untruths. Okay, so we are brainwashed to believe that our self-love comes from how we look, how we live our life, what we buy, what we put on ourselves, and what mask we show up to the world with. That's what we have been brainwashed into believing. This is not self-love. This is brainwashing. Okay? So it goes like this. You are sold an untruth about yourself. You are brainwashed to believe that you are not good enough, so that somebody can market to you a product that plays on your insecurities, that heightens your insecurities, so that you feel that you must have that product. It's a quick fix. It distracts you from real self-love. And guess what? You've trained your brain, you've trained the way you think into thinking that self-love comes from a quick fix. And therefore you do a quick fix all the time because you're distracted. Shall I tell you why you're distracted? You're distracted because if everybody had real self-love, nobody could be sold to. That's the irony of the thing. If everybody had real self-love and noticed that they have infinite self-love inside of themselves, they would not need to dress self-love up with all of this glittery, quick fix behaviour. They would have it, and it's there, and it's continuous. Right? They can go out onto the streets and they can wear some makeup, and they might want to wear it because it's fun and it's bright and it's, why not? Like, we're living in a beautiful world where we can dress up daily. It's a lovely thing, right? But if you define your self-worth on how you look, it's always going to disappoint you, because looks go out of fashion. Faces change. bodies change. One time you might find Michelangelo painting where a body looked in a certain way, and then you might come into the modern day world and a body looks in a certain way, right? Bodies and fashion change when it's very superficial, when it's coming from the facade, from the quick fix. Self-love never changes. Therefore, it doesn't matter what your body looks like. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter what your face looks like, because you love yourself from the core. Okay? So self-love, when we're talking about consistency with self-love, like the topic of this podcast, keeping consistent with self-love, what I want to teach is self-love is already consistent. What we need to do on a daily basis is to keep that consistency of self-love, is to recognise we already have it, and understand that quick fixes and distractions are there to make us buy something. Okay, so here are a couple of tips that I can give you to help you come back to consistency with self-love. Because consistency with self-love is not a quick fix. I'm not going to say this is going to be unchallenging. This is a challenge, right? Because we are continuously distracted. From the minute we wake up in the morning, we have got somebody wanting to tell us we are not good enough, where we need to change ourselves, and how we need to buy that product. Okay? And so we've got that ingrained into us. We've got it ingrained into us whereby we might think, I don't feel good about myself today. Shit, I best go on a run, because that's going to make me feel good about myself. Okay? Sure, I'm a runner, yeah? I'm a runner. Running is bloody good for you, right? But it is not your self-worth. Going out and doing a quick fix for your self-worth, I must go on a run, I must change my body, I must do this, I must do that, I must dress in a certain way, I must do something to my face to change myself, I must have my hair cut, I must do this. These are all nice things, but it's not self-love. It's self-care, but it's only self-care if it's not going down the route of somebody else has actually told you to do it, because you have to change yourself. Yeah? Slipping these things into your daily routine, exercise, right? We need it. It takes our body from A to B in the most functional state possible. Yet looking after ourselves by giving ourselves healthful food and nutrition is needed, right? Because we're human beings and we need the food that supports a human being's body. We wouldn't give a diesel car petrol because it wouldn't work. So it's the same thing, right? These are logical things to do. They're also intuitive things to do as humans. We know what to do to keep ourselves naturally healthy. We know what to do to calm our mind. We know what to do to keep us living a healthful human life. But we're distracted from the real things because we think we have to be doing quick fixes. Buy these fad products instead of eating a carrot, right? Buy a bottle of carrot juice for £500 million instead of eating the carrot. Why is that? Because the carrot is not marketable, right? Here's the boring little carrot. We can pick it out of the ground. You can't anymore. Now you have to go to a supermarket to get it, but it's still about, 30p? Probably in England, it's probably gone up to £30 per carrot. And then you buy the carrot juice for basically you've got to remortgage your house for that carrot juice. But basically you can see how that's happening, right? So carrot, great healthy food, bite into it, chew it, great. Goes into your digestive system, you use it as energy. Voila, you've got nice energy. Nowadays it's that old dusty carrot. Are you joking? I'm not going to eat that. Let's go for the carrot juice. It's £5 million. So we can sell you the healthful thing back to you in an unhealthy version that will probably kill you, but at least somebody's made some money on your insecurity, because you need it, because you don't feel good enough about yourself, because somebody sold you this lie that you're not good enough. Okay, so that's how it works with the insecurities. We are sold a lie, we feel insecure, so we then buy back into the lie, and we are never uncovering that truth about who we are. We are never coming back to that self-love, which is infinite. Okay, so some things that you can do in the day-to-day life to come back to that real sense of self-love is, the first one is limit distractions. Limit quick fixes and limit distractions. Now, when I say quick fixes, I know we do need quick things in life, but if you really wanted to go on a journey of self-love and to understand the truth of that infinite self-love that you've got for yourself already, it's already there, it's yours to have, nobody can give you it, it's already yours. If you want to have that beautiful self-love and to come back to it, something that needs to happen is to limit distraction. And I mean, continuously scrolling through social media, continuously scrolling through adverts, continuously scrolling through things that are distracting you from looking inward, from taking that time by yourself, that alone time, that self-inquiry, coming to yourself and doing the real helpful things that you know are good for a human being. You know, spending time alone, understanding yourself. We're so distracted to the point that we don't spend any time listening to our inner intuitive self-love. We're just distracted so that the self-love can't come, it can't be heard, right? Because it's hidden under the noise of the mind. And the more we spend time flicking and scrolling and distracting ourselves, instead of coming back to a bit of stillness, breathing, going into nature, instead of doing those things, guess what? We're distracting ourselves from that real deep core value of a human, which is the self-love that we already have, because everything's so loud out there. So the first tip is daily. Whenever you catch yourself, I mean, we all do it from time to time. Gosh, sure, I catch myself scrolling, right? We live in that modern day information world. It's a real challenge to stop yourself doing it. But again, it's a practice. It's a practice. Every time you come to awareness and you think, I've done this for too long now, how can you flip the script and think, right, it's not making me feel good about myself actually, because it's making me think that I continuously have to buy a product, and it's making me think that I have to change myself all the time. How can I come back to real self-love? Come to some stillness, sit there, breathe, go to some nature without any distractions, spend some time alone in stillness, in silence, and listen. Listen to the heart's desires, because the heart and the spirit, they're very quiet, because we distract them with the noise of the mind and this continuous distraction of untruths that are going on around us, like a big information river of untruths. How can we come back to that sense of simplicity so that the intuitive space within us, our self-love, can speak? It can be louder than the distractions of the mind. Another thing is practicing exercise and inward looking. Now, are we exercising because we love ourselves, or are we exercising because somebody said we had to look in a certain way? Okay, there's something called the superficial core muscles. They're the exterior core muscles that forms that six-pack. Absolutely cool, right? But how about thinking about exercising from the internal core muscles? This is just an analogy, right? It's a metaphor for exercising from the core of self-love, not exercising for what we think we should look like, because we shouldn't look like anything. We should look like us, okay? And that is self-worth. Exercise from the core, the internal core muscles, not the superficial core muscles, right? Exercise because you love yourself, not because you hate yourself. And another thing is cultivate compassion. Every time you feel like you're beating yourself up, these quick fixes, I should look like this, I should look like that, I should look like this girl, I should look like that boy, I should be doing all these things. So and so says that if you do this, then you get self-love. simply not true. Have compassion towards yourself. Recognise that we've been brainwashed in many ways. There's a load of untruths around us. There's quick fixes telling us that we're not good enough so that we buy a product. And how can we come back to cultivating compassion towards that fact? Knowing you're not doing anything wrong. You're absolutely fine, right? We're all getting distracted by these untruths. It's not just you, it's all of us. But how can we be kind and compassionate towards ourselves and think about what the soul and what our infinite self-love really needs? Okay, what will really benefit us? The real things that will benefit us. Exercise and nutrition, and any exercise that really, really sort of supports your heart and supports your spirit is the one to do. And coming back to that space of stillness without distraction, spending a little bit less time getting distracted by exterior worldly things that have to be bought all the time, and practicing self-compassion, practicing spending time in stillness and by yourself, so that when you're practicing that in self-inquiry and you're spending time alone, guess what? You tend to come back to less distraction from that exterior world, and then what starts to happen is you cultivate this self-love, because you start to think, wow, I'm okay without all these quick fixes. And I'm going to finish this little podcast on quick fixes come from the ego. A lot of the time they are something that we've learned we should be insecure about so that we buy a product. Whenever that comes in and you quickly think, oh, I don't feel good about myself, let me buy something. How can you change and shift your mindset to go, right, I don't feel good about myself. How can I come back to that real deep, infinite sense of self-love? Maybe I have to come back to stillness. Maybe I have to look within instead of looking outwards. How can I look inwards? What is it that I need? How can I listen to my heart instead of listening to what the internet says I need to make me feel worthy? Okay, so I hope that was helpful in any way. If you enjoyed it and if you think it'll help somebody else, please like it and share it. Spread the real self-love, and Satnam. Ciao for now. Bye.